Woman, let's go. I'm hungry.
What did we just do?
We bought a bus!
Okay, on today's bus build,
We have a whole checklist of things that have to happen before spray foam on the door. Those are all things that I'm gonna end up putting inside the walls before we spray foam at a different time. There's a lot. I'll get it done. This is the start of the 12 volts. The reason I'm putting these blue junction boxes in is because I'm spray foaming this whole bus, and when I spray foam something, it tends to expand. And when it's expanding, it'll go everywhere. And in order to contain the spray foam away from the wires, I just put junction boxes in. I made sure they all landed up higher by putting on backing plates than where the roof was gonna go, because the roof is gonna be on this. From here, this is gonna be your ceiling. So I just made sure the junction boxes were above that, so I can take these wires and feed them out to wherever I wanted to drop in my little puck light. And these are gonna be all daisy chained together. So they're gonna operate off of one switch. Here is gonna be our washing. Oh, there we go, the growling one.
Hey guys, so this is our checklist that we have for everything that you have to do and that we have to do before we can put spray foam in. Starting from the top. So we have to get the exterior light 'em up lights, the 4 exterior driving and security cameras, just the wiring, the shore power inlet, solar entry inlet, the water lines, hot and cold, that are going to the kitchen, propane line that's going to the oven. We have the water port. We're actually running almost every single thing off of 12 volt. So not taking up too much power, which is awesome.
And we're running a 24 volt system. So we're stepping down to 12,
Weird.
which is even better.
So we're gonna be running our max airflow fans, the pooper in the back, the oven, the bed area, monitor by the driver's seat, the screen to display for the Victron components for like our solar, 1 LED lights in the kitchen that's just gonna be under the cabinets, gray water dump, our 12 volt fridge and freezer, our 12 volt TV, our 12 volt deck lighting, the wiring for the winch to our solar. The 120 then is gonna be our 4 wall plugs that we are gonna have, the external 120 plug and our mini splits. And then we have our Victron cables, in which it's gonna be our HDMI extender cable, our USB extender cable, VE direct cable, and the Ethernet cable that's going to the driver's seat. Another very important thing you have to do is video where everything is going to be inside the wall, just in case something happens down the road. And also, we have to finish out framing. It's not done. And then we have to finish boxing out the wheel wells, because we didn't do that over there, okay?
I got excited. I wanted to do some wiring. I was sick of framing. I want wiring.
Which one are we crossing off? 12 volt puck lights, LED puck lights. Check
Cross.
that off. Love it.
Oh, you guys again. So these are just here for temporary. I'll pull them right off, and at the end of the whole thing, I'm gonna have a nice block of wood. Doing the things you need to do to contain the spray foam. Step number uno.
So as you can see, these window deletes have not been painted with the Rust-Oleum. One side of the bus done. All of the bare metal is now painted in preparation for spray foam. Looks really weird in here. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Oh, we got rid of more wires. That's a lot. That are not needed. They are these back running lights, as well as the ones on the side, and the ones all up in the front as well. They are not needed. So what is the purpose of having them? So we took them all out. Now we're left with 7 wires total. Remember to cut it and then have to trace it back. We have so many less wires. Just those 7 on that side, but there is nothing from the old part of the bus on that side anymore. Just this side.
25 wires.
So now after taking out all of those wires, it looks like this. Definitely not as cluttered. So we finished the security cameras for exterior, the solar entry inlet, the propane line to the oven, 12 volt, gray water dump, 12 volt TV, and we finished the framing.
Honeypot. And we're getting spray foam tomorrow, finally. Last few touches. Let's see what Elizabeth says.
Hi everybody. So what I'm doing right now while Shane is also getting things ready is I'm taking some of the Gorilla Tape that we have, making sure to tape up all the wires in between where the framing is and the ceiling. So whenever the spray foam goes in, all of the wires are going to be tucked in. And also if there are any spots where it's kind of sharp or if there are nails, I've been using this piping here that it just opens up and you can just stick the wires right in it and then just tape where it goes so it protects the wire from wear and tear. Also been taping off any holes wherever you see any light from the inside, because after the spray foam we're going to be using Bond Out on the outside of the bus, and then it keeps it watertight. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Video everything. Make sure you know where things are. Hey guys, so we're actually driving the bus to go get spray foamed right now. We actually get to help them prep part of it, which is actually really cool, so we're gonna be part of it. I'm really excited. So I'm just driving the car. I picked up Shane some breakfast. So driving to spray foam. How exciting. Everything is taped off. Windows, it's all ready. You just have to do that. But we are ready for spray foam. Hey Shane, what are we doing?
We're gonna be warm.
This thing's a beast.
Now let me tell you about a job. Scraping spray foam is one hell of a job. Boy, you do get new suit goofing.
In style. Can't forget Shane's Go Fast glasses.
So, for the spray foam, which turned out to be a real job, we're on day 2 of non-stop spray foam removal. I have tried everything. This works really well. Flop disc on a grinding wheel, but it turns into dust. It makes the biggest mess you've ever seen in your life. You better have a really good respirator and some really good goggles and some really good gear. What I found out really works is this big giant 1 foot long Milwaukee metal bit, 18 gauge metal bit, so it's super thin, so it bends. So I can put it up there like a turkey cutter. I'll show you in a second.
Safety first.
So, spray foam removal is done. The one thing that was a little bit unfortunate about it was when I was showing you that big saw blade that was just ripping through it, which it did well to take it down to a more manageable level of scraping to get it perfectly by hand. But what happened was stuff like this. So I did go through the whole thing at the beginning and I taped it all up with Gorilla Tape. The spray foam is a beast when it does what it does, and it kind of just got, if it gets underneath it anywhere and it expands, it's gonna pull and move it and do whatever. And that, it happened in a couple spots. It happened there. I at least know what cable it is. Not a big deal. I'll end up digging out a little channel here and running one all the way back. I'll replace that. Up here when I was coming through with it, I ended up nicking one of my running lights right there, so I just did the same thing. Cut it out, put another piece in, I'll tuck it in and fill it in, it'll be fine. It took days of scraping. Days. It's done. This is the most useful tool. They start like that, but they end up like that after a while because they just keep breaking and going down. You can see the size of that. And if you imagine, it doesn't pull off a whole lot with each scrape, but this is a really big bus. I would almost suggest thinking about paying the extra $1,000 or whatever it costs in your local area to have the spray foam guys scrape this for you. Because it is a serious undertaking to do it yourself. Can be done, clearly we did it.